Going on? This is Crystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness is Not a Game, and today I'm going to tell you about the diagnosis that my doctor gave me that shook me. If you're here with me now, say hey. If you're catching on replay, type replay in the chat. Let's drink some water and we're going to get into it. So, been very open, transparent, and all the good things about all the things menopause, because I believe the conversation needs to be had more frequently, right? But this is the thing. My doctor wrote me an order for me to go get my blood work checked, which I'm going to do today. As I'm packing up everything, I look at the paperwork closely, and I see this diagnosis that I had never seen before. Checked on, hold on, that's the wrong one. Let me show y'all what the doctor said. Oh, that ain't it either. Y'all gotta look. I ain't gonna tell y'all about all the computer mishaps I've had this week, but here we go. There we go. All right, now we up to it. Now we cooking with steam. You see that? If you can't see that, the diagnosis says menopausal disorder. And I was like, dang, disorder. And I was like, I guess when you think about it is. So I don't know if y'all know this about me or not, but I am a true nerd. I like numbers, I like words, all the things. Love a good definition. So I said, let me look up the word disorder and the definition. And it says it's a state of confusion. And I said, well, damn. If that ain't what it is that's going on, if you here and if you have experienced any moments, and I'm going to put these side by side so we can see the disorder, if I can. There we go. If you've experienced what you felt like was a state of confusion right now, let me know in the chat. But this is the thing. It's not even about the state of confusion that we're feeling. It's what our bodies are feeling, what our bodies are going through, because our bodies are changing so doggone much. So as the body is trying to figure out what it's supposed to do now that the estrogen levels are changing. What is it supposed to do now that the levels of progesterone are changing? What is it supposed to do now that the testosterone levels are changing? Your body is really in a state of confusion because it's been operating at a certain level for so long, and all of a sudden it's like boop, 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 everything is changing. So it's like, we keep talking about this, and I know some people are like, why does she keep talking about menopause? One, because I'm in it, suckers. That's why. But two, because so many women are also going through it, and not enough conversation has been had. Menopause is causing a state of doggone confusion, not just in our bodies, but also in our lives. For women who are going through this phase, who are typically basically perimenopausal. Perimenopausal means that we're going through the change, right? That means you have not experienced a full 12 months of not having a cycle yet. Unless you're there, you're perimenopausal. Let's be clear on that. But women who are going through this phase, we have higher levels, higher suicide rates. There we go. We switch jobs more. We experience disruptions in our relationships, where we're seeing divorces and separations, and even frustrations with our friendships and our children. Our bodies are going through a lot. And because so much information has not been shared with us, not that it's been hidden from us or anything like that, it's just that it hadn't been a common conversation to prepare us. And it's so interesting because I'll say this, while I'm talking to my women who are like me, who are in their 40s, maybe 50s, going through this, I'm also talking to my young ladies who are in their 30s and maybe even 20s, who are not going through it yet, but to prepare you for what could happen so that once you start feeling, start seeing, you can put things in place so that you're not going through the struggles that we're going through, that we've gone through. When I saw the disorder, and for anybody who's coming in like, what is she talking about? I'm going to the doctor today to get my blood work done. Well, going to get my blood work done, going to the lab. The doctor already wrote the order. And on the order, I was diagnosed with menopausal disorder. And I was like, I've never heard of it called a disorder, but it is. This isn't just a state of being, it's disorder in our lives, in our minds, in our bodies. Is confusion and all the things. And if you felt confusion, let me know in the chat. I can't tell you how many women are like, I wish I knew this stuff years ago. I wish my mama had told me. I wish they taught us this in school. They need to teach this crap in doggone school when they want to teach us about our cycles. Teach us about the whole cycle because this is part of the cycle. Let me know if anybody else agrees with that, because on everything, all I thought menopause was going to be hot flashes, mood swings, my period's going to stop. That's it. That's all. And I really thought it was that quick. Now I know it can last 8 to 12 years and it's a gang of other symptoms. What? Things like depression, anxiety, and things like that that cause mood disorders, mood disruptions. All of these things. Oh, yeah, I forgot people. Did I tell people changing and women are changing their jobs? All of these things are happening because our body is in a state of confusion, which, y'all, is a disorder. So with disorders, what do? You get help, you get treatment. You make adjustments when you can. This means that, ladies, we can't just keep doing all the things we had done before and expect the things to be the same. The same way you notice that you're gaining weight faster. You're like, what? Hey, now I'm just going to keep gaining weight? Now it's even harder for me to lose weight? Yes, because our bodies are doing things differently. That's what I said in the description. I said I had to go get on, and I said I had to. I got on hormone replacement therapy, and I do the bioidentical ones, not the synthetic, but I do bioidentical because as a doggone trainer, health fitness coach, all the things, I don't miss my workouts. I go hard in my workouts, have a good time. Well, let me stop now. Sometimes I do, yeah, have a good time. But I go hard in my workouts. I'm mindful of what I eat. Not saying that I eat clean, but I'm mindful of what I eat. And all of a sudden, I just start seeing fat just show up on my belly. And I'm like, what is happening? Notice that I can't sleep. I notice I fall asleep, can't stay asleep. I notice I wake up soaking wet. So turns out my hormone, my testosterone was low. It wasn't just, sometimes I think people say, girl, I'm going through the change. And it's like, it feels like it's just something to say, but it is physiological as well, in addition to psychological, right? So I was having, oh my gosh, the words getting stuck in my head. Just so much was going on that I had to get it. I had to get some help so that I can get back on track. It wasn't just about me exercising and I play word games to keep my brain sharp and all of that stuff. Sometimes you need assistance. And so I needed that assistance. And I'm glad I got it. It's something I will continue to invest in because it helps with everything else that I do to take care of myself. I'm not saying that this hormone replacement therapy fixed everything by itself. No, this is not a magic pill, or in my case, a pellet. It's not a magic pellet that makes you lose weight and makes you smart and all that stuff. No, it's like a supplement. There you go. It's sort of like a supplement to what you're already doing, right? And it enhances what you're doing, but it doesn't do it on its own. But my body had become confused. It was in a state of confusion. And it's just like I don't know, part of me feels like I might be speaking in circles because my mind is still so blown by it, because I had never, ever thought of it as a disorder. Let me know if any of you all had. And you know what? I know some of these men like, I knew it was a disorder. I knew something was wrong with you. Suckers, right? Like we knew something was going on. We knew that it changed things, but it's different to have a doctor say, yeah, this is disorder. And I can't wait to, I go back to the doctor next week to get the blood work, to get the results of the blood work, just to make sure that my hormone levels are going in the direction in which she wants them to go. That's why I say, y'all go to the doctor, get your blood work done. Don't just make assumptions, right? But I can't wait to have this conversation with her on why on her paperwork it says menopausal disorder, right? Not just perimenopause, but menopausal disorder, because I had never heard that before. So it was such a mind blowing thing that I want to bring it to you all. And I keep saying that the reason why I have so many conversations about menopause and yeah, menopause in general, because I feel like it all ties back to our mental health when it comes to menopause. Because even when we talk about the physical symptoms, when we talk about the vasomotor symptoms, all of those can still impact our mental health as we're going through this. Because a lot of times we don't know what's going on. We feel confused, we feel frustrated, or we're not sleeping well. So we're just naturally agitated, right? So I keep having these conversations because it's a scary time and we need to be able to know and feel that what we're going through is not abnormal, that it is very normal, that there are a number of safe spaces for you to release that, right? Reaching out to other women, talking to them, but just even hearing me share my stories and not just my personal stories, but also the research that I find to let you know that you're not alone and that it's okay, right? And then also hoping that men are watching these videos and that you're learning and getting more of an understanding about the women in your lives, in your life, who may be experiencing this so that you can give some grace, so that you can be a source of support, right? As opposed to, oh, there she go tripping again. She just mad. Da, da, da. Sometimes we can't control it. It's a disorder. You see the doctor say this. This ain't me just saying this. It's a disorder. Our bodies are going through a state of confusion. And it's temporary, right? 8 to 12 years. That sounds like a long time, right? But for any of you who have decided to enter into a lifelong committed relationship, it's supposed to be for better or for worse, right? Be there to support your partner. Yeah. So, and your sister, your colleague, your cousin, because sometimes we can't completely control it all. We try all the things. We exercise because that's the greatest form of stress reliever that it is. We're watching what we're eating. We're communicating with our friends, and we're on therapy replacement. All of these things, hormone replacement. But sometimes things just don't work like that. Sometimes you just need a little patience and a little grace, right? So this is for everybody. Because I feel like if you're watching me, you're more than likely either going through the phase or you know somebody who is, right? So have these conversations, and even to be able to bring it up to somebody that you may recognize some of the symptoms in and say, hey, have you thought about it? Or maybe what's the last time you went to the doctor, talk to your doctor? Now don't sit there and be like, you tripping. You need to tell your doctor to put you on something. Nobody said to say it that way. Y'all know it's all about tact. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? But I do want us to normalize having these conversations. Normalize it. Even though it's considered to be a disorder, I air quote it, but that's what it is, right? That doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with us. It just gives us more direction on how we address what's happening with us. All right. So I hope this has helped somebody. If this has helped you, do me a favor and say thank you in the chat, thumbs up or something. Tag somebody who needs this. Share it with somebody who needs this. Share it on your page if you don't want to tag anybody directly. But we need to make sure that we're having these conversations more, because sometimes it really is just about understanding what's going on to be able to address it. And it does. Awesome. I see you. I see you. Sometimes it really does just, it's a matter of a diagnosis. And so that's what it is, as opposed to just trying to figure it out and move forward with that. Oh, I love that you all are passing on. I am so glad that I could help, because it's just, we can't do this alone. It already feels lonely when you first start going through it. So I'm glad that you all have found this helpful. It's been my pleasure to share my story, my research, all of the things with you all. So with that, move forward with education. As I say, knowledge is power, right? When you know better, you're supposed to do better. Get the help that you need, whatever the case may be. And when, as you see in the description, sometimes we can, I'm not saying that it gets rid of it, uh, deletes them, but you can reduce some of your symptoms sometimes just by controlling what you put in your own mouth. So if you want to, and you're worried or you're concerned or curious about what foods you could possibly be eating that exacerbate your menopause symptoms, make sure you click the link below in the description. Just give your best email address and I'll send those on over to you. So with that being said, thank y'all for being here. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you found this helpful. Please continue to share, because we got to do what we can to help each other out. So y'all have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. I hope I've earned the honor of your time and the privilege of your time. And if you have to go out there in these streets, please be safe, because I just want you healthy, I want you happy, and I want you here. And I will see you next time. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.